Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead. Dare to stream with Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online, so any small business can drive change or build an empire. Because old ideas aren't cutting it anymore. This new year, we need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. So whatever you have in mind that will help make a different future, find everything you need to get started at GoDaddy.com. Because the future isn't decided yet. It's still ours to win. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
What's up, everyone? Freddie the Pizza Man here, host of the Pizza Man podcast. Now joining forces with ChristopherMedia.net. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, the Pizza Man podcast. And, of course, find all the podcasts on ChristopherMedia.net. We talk Detroit sports. I bring on guests, passions, opinions, all for Detroit sports and more. We even talk pizza. So thanks for tuning in and spread the word.
Christopher Media, let's make some noise. Welcome to Beer Nuts, a weekly excursion into the world of craft beer, brought to you by MichiganBeerGuide.com. And now, here are the Beer Nuts.
Welcome to Beer Nuts number 104. I'm Chris.
JR here in Orlando, Florida.
Greg here in Dearborn.
Hello.
Hey,
Doug.
Oh, did we lose Doug?
Yep. Dugout's in the house.
There he is.
All right, want to start it over?
No, I can make that work.
All right.
So this episode, we're going to Belgian, kind of, sort of, JR?
Yeah, we're going to do this episode on Belgian-style triples, a style dear to Dugout's heart and mine as well. Triples are usually a strong, 9-10%er, but light and strong, a lighter style, usually a nice golden, fully carbonated. But hey, like we always do, let's invite you to drink whatever you're drinking. If you don't have a Belgian triple or a Belgian-style beer, that's okay, because whatever you drink's fine with us. We're just here to expose more good people to more good beer. So cheers, everyone. Crack open a cold one, and let's get right down to business because I'm thirsty. So we usually start the show with a quote of the week, and after 104 episodes, we're pretty much out of quotes. So this week's quote I'm just going to make up. It's drink a beer. So cheers, everybody.
All right.
Yes, cheers.
Let's get right to it. I love a good Belgian triple. One of my all-time favorites is a Belgian Golden Strong Ale like Duvel, which is very close to the style of the triple style. But I'm on vacation down here in Orlando, Florida. Mickey Mouse is my neighbor right now, so I happened to get a good recommendation on a good bottle shop down here and grabbed a couple locally produced Belgian-style triples. So let's get right into things with this. I have a beer here called Three Fates, Fates, Three Fates Triple from Barrel of Monks Brewing, and I believe it's Boca Raton, Florida. So usually a triple, I just poured some more in my glass. I have to admit I couldn't wait and tried a little bit earlier, but it's as the style normally is, it's usually very healthy carbonation, and this is no different. It's about a finger and a half. Nice, big, healthy, white, foamy head. The beer is kind of an orange color. Nice, little bit cloudy, but orange, and really got a nice appearance to it. Golden orange. And on the aroma, certainly you get that esters from the Belgian yeast. The little banana clove, unmistakable Belgian yeast aroma. So it just makes me die to try some, so I'm going to take a sip. So yeah, you get more banana than clove, really. Nice banana esters here. Tiny bubbles like a champagne, effervescence to it. really lovely, easy on the palate, easy to drink. One thing about these triples is, I believe, let me see, this is 9%. So the triples usually around the 9 to 11% range. So, but they're very approachable and lighter style drinking, so they can really sneak up on somebody if you don't know what you're drinking. So it should be more of a sipper, but it's easy to take big gulps of these because they're tasty and they're a little bit on the lighter side. So just to read a little bit about this beer from Barrel of Monk's brewing website. The three fates in Greek mythology were sisters who determine length of life and eventual demise. They hold the key to your destiny. The Three Fates Triple is a 9% ale with subtle hints of caramel, sweet bread, and plenty of zesty spice. It is often described as quite pleasant to look at with a deep golden color and white frothy head. 9%. So there you have it. I didn't give a very good complex description, but it is complex flavors there. A little bit of sweetness. That bready texture is very prevalent in some of your Belgian ales, and this is no exception. And it's a little bit, like I said, orange. I think that darkness is probably from caramel, maybe candy sugar. Not sure how they brew it. And there's a little bit of spice in here, so it's really a good, solid representative of the style, and it's always good when you go to somewhere, and I've never been to, well, no, I guess it's my second time in Orlando, but the last time I was here, I was working for a macro beer company and didn't get a chance to experience something like this. So it's always nice when you go out of town and you can find some of the local treasures. And I also just want to say it's fun doing these episodes of styles that, sometimes you get in a rut where you're drinking nothing but IPAs, double IPAs, and it's nice to do to branch off, and I'm really looking forward to having another triple that I found down here later in the show. So that's about it. I'm pretty certain that no one else on the show has tried this, and I'm pretty certain that other people are as thirsty as I am. So I'm going to pass the baton on to Dugout. I know he's got a good one to share with us.
All right. I have from Belgium, Adelardus Belgian Triple Abbey Ale. It's comes in at 9%, so sort of on the lower end of the ABVs for Belgian Tripples. And this isn't a particularly old brewery, but they certainly are doing, things the old school way. So I'll pour this one up. This is a little more on the orange side of things for a triple. Usually a triple is pretty golden in color, but this one's got a little more orange hue to it. So the nose, you definitely get that Belgian yeast, the banana esters, just really sort of overripe fruit, bananas, plum, and let's give this there's a little bit of a head that dissipates fairly quick. Wow, I get you get some of that ethanol alcohol on that first sip, so you definitely know you got a big beer on your hands. It's just a touch tart at the front, but it goes away quick and then goes into sort of a some more ripened fruit, bananas for sure, dates and figs and plums. It's a deceptive beer. I mean, there's a lot of flavor going on here, and you don't think of it when you look at it. It's just sort of just a little bit more. I guess visually you think of more of a lawnmower style beer or an IPA, but man, that first sip gets you. I got it right at the perfect temperature, just a little bit above cellar temp. And this is really a delicious beer. It's Greg, you have some of this too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I did, but I didn't
back.
Yeah, I decided not to open mine. But boy, from your description, I'm regretting my decision. I may just go run and go get that sucker and pop it open there. But I guess that's my loss, So
Yeah, so I was. It's kind of interesting, to search out a triple, because a lot of the guys at the stores aren't real familiar with the style, and it's just that it's a style that's sort of not as popular as it was in years past, which is unfortunate because as JR said, we love us some triples. And matter of fact, I'm brewing one on Saturday. This coming Saturday, I'm brewing a triple. That's it's a recipe I've used once before. We may have even sampled that beer on this show, but if we did, it was way back in the beginning. I'm almost certain we did. So, looking forward to brewing another one. It's been too long. So, but yeah, if you guys ever see this, Adel Artis is the name of it. It's they brew quite a few triples at this brewery, and this one happens to be a little bit more on the spicy end of things. So, but definitely, I'd pick this up if you see it.
Yeah, I'd just like to add, when you were reviewing this, it almost is a mirror of what I'm drinking. All the flavors that you described are very similar, and I'm surprised because I also expected a more golden, not more of an orange, a darker. And they're just more. There is some like dark fruits, some figs and plums, and some complex fruits in this. And I know the description said caramel, but when you described it, and I was drinking mine, I'm like, gosh, that tastes just like mine. So both of these, I think, are kind of like at the same edge of the triple spectrum, whereas you normally would expect a much more golden, lighter style triple. But so I guess we both hit a home run.
Yeah, no, this one says on the website it's a mixture. There's a mixture of about 10 different indigenous herbs in this beer too. So there's definitely some botanical going on here, but it blends all in really nice. I mean, you don't get like any kind of a spice that really rings through clear, but it's in there. It's subtle. It's really a nice beer.
What's can you tell me anything about that brewery?
Let's see. The brewery. Yeah, I can get to get my computer. Sort of. Okay, the brewery.
It's fun to spell. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's in the brewery farmhouse is in Kirkholm. It's from about the farmhouse from 1878. It's there's not all that much info on it.
But it is a Belgian brewery then.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Belgium.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
It sounds like a really interesting place. They do. They are open to the public with a tasting room, so you don't always get that with breweries. But it's like I said, not much info on the place itself. Just that it's in Belgium and it's an old farmhouse from the 1870s.
Nice. Well, the Barrel of Monks Brewing, the one I'm having, is that they specialize obviously in Belgian styles down here in Florida. So we got an American and a true Belgian so far. So let's see what Greg has next on deck.
Yeah, all right. So the beer I picked today was from Dragon Mead Brewing out of, I believe it's Warren, Michigan. Mine is called the Sin Eater. It's a dark Belgian-style triple. So mine's on the darker side of what you guys have been drinking. But just to try to find it here real quick on the website here, a little description of it. One of the most elusive of the Belgian styles, dark, sweet, and rich with notes of caramel, raisins, dark fruit. The style was consumed by Belgian monks to help them make it through the long, cold winters. Not for the faint of heart, since this brew goes beyond final absolution all the way to removing your sins. ABV is 11%. Yeah, it comes in a nice 12-ounce bottle here. Nice logo on there from Dragon Mead, and kind of reminiscent of like a old castle sign or something like that. So anyway, like the description said, it does pour a beautiful dark, maybe a little brownish red edge to it. Didn't retain much of a head, but why would it at 11%? Beautiful lacing on the glass here. Take a smell of it. I will say I did cheat a little bit, and I did pop this earlier, so I've had a little time to devour it a little bit. But nice dark raisins, molasses, burnt sugars. You get a little bit of that Belgian-y, yeast and banana esters, like Doug was saying. It just smells fantastic here. 11%. Let's see what you taste like. More of the same. A lot of that. Well, almost like a dark roast on it, but you get a lot of that like dark raisin, dark fruits, burnt sugars almost, and really coats the mouth well. And for 11%, I mean, she really drinks so easy, which is kind of scary because, you can almost pound a couple of these things thinking, no, this is an easy drinker, but by the end you're going to be, oh, boy, do I feel it right now. So this is fantastic. This would be a great winter beer, like it's in the description says. But here in July, I'll accept it. It's pretty darn good. I don't know if you guys had these as well.
I have not, but I'd certainly want to try it after hearing that.
Yeah, I've not had that particular one. I've had their other Belgian Triple.
That Final Absolution?
Final Absolution.
Yep, another fantastic one.
Yep, always enjoyed that one. I looked at that one today, and I thought, well, I'm going to go with something else.
Yeah, this was unique. I'm glad I didn't pass up on this one, and picked it up at Merchant's Fine Wine here in Dearborn today, and help of Chris Cook over there, and so certainly a great choice. Fantastic.
Excellent. Well, that sounds darker than the first two we had. I was expecting like 3 golden lighter style triples, and you can. One thing we're learning on this episode is the triple style isn't just a boring one trick pony. It's a little bit of leeway in that style. So
absolutely
glad we're discovering the limits of it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with a Belgian triple. I personally, I like subtleness in it. So if it is spiced, typically with orange zest or coriander, like just a touch of it, it doesn't.
Almost got like a peppery finish to it, Doug. I mean, to me at least, So that's kind of nice. So right be there with your spice that you're looking for. So.
Well, when you look at that area, Europe in general, you got, the German styles are pretty much narrow and dialed in. But the Belgians, they threw Reinheitsgebot out the window. And they add anything to beer, and they do whatever the hell they want. And they leave a lot more, I guess, leeway into experimenting with different stuff. And so German style, narrow, Belgian style's broad, and that's a lesson that we're learning in this episode. I think it's a great thing.
Yes.
So, Christopher, I think you're up, bud.
Yep. Well, we're going to stay with the dark beers because it sounds like perhaps Stuart at my bottle shop isn't as knowledgeable as the gentleman you guys deal with. Because I asked for a Belgian triple and I was sold a quad. But show must go on. I have Castile Rouge from, it looks like the Von Hausbroek brewery house in Belgium. I'm reading from the website. It says Castile Rouge is based on our Castile Donker. This fruity beer makes a great aperitif on a sunny terrace. It's certainly a beer for lovers of sweet cherries with an intense aroma of the fruit. The cherries get the better of the malt Castile Donker mother beer, although it contributes touches of chocolate and pepper to remind you it's there. It's surprisingly easily digestible for quite a strong beer. That's coming in at 8% ABV. We have stronger on the podcast, but still. And, this description is no lie. When I pop this thing open, just cherries throughout the room, and its thing is sitting a foot away from me. Cherries. I mean, I get it close to my face. Cherries. I mean, warning: if you're not a fan of cherries, yeah, you may want to steer clear of this one. And then putting my nose in it. A lot of cherry. Maybe just a tiny hint of malt, like right at the end. It's a pretty thin beer, lacing sticking to the glass, kind of going with the flow of the liquid here. And tasting it, and then cherry in front, cherry in back, with maybe a little hint of that pepper that they're talking about right at the back, just to give it a little bite so it's not too sweet. But again, I mean, this is another higher gravity beer where this drink's a little too easy for my taste. I could see it's good that it's sold in 4-packs, because I could see myself just plowing through all 4 of these in like a half an hour, especially with some of the weather we've been having lately, where it's been summer, which is nice. But I know it's not the style, but if you see this one, I would put this as a dark beer you could drink on a hot summer day. You don't often hear that, but Castile Rouge. If you like cherries, this should be your thing.
I've had this beer before. It's fantastic. It's a great beer. Yeah, it's not a triple, but hey, that's the best you could do. You done good, Grasshopper.
Yeah, that's a beer that's served often in this household too. Castile Rouge is just as far as fruit beers go, even just a very high standard, high quality beer. Really easy to drink, and like you said, if you don't like cherries, just leave that one on the shelf.
Send them to us.
Yeah.
Well, that's a winner for sure. So, we have yet to have one of those yellow golden strong style triples. I have no idea what I have next, but I'm up next on the rotation here. So I really enjoyed my 3 Fates from Barrel of Monks here. I managed to finish it. So now I'm moving on to my next beer. And again, I'm in Florida. I wanted to share some of the local flavor with you. So I have a beer here called Taurus Trappe, Trappe, Taurus Trappe. Belgian-style triple ale from MIA Brewing Company. MIA, it means Miami Beer Company, MIA. So let's pour this out. This is in a 12-ounce can. Nice little orange and yellow motif. And this is finally more of a yellower, really nice big, wedding dress white head on this. This is more what I expected out of this style, but so let's see what we got here. Nice big healthy head, but it's going down pretty rapidly. It started at about 2 heads. It's down to about 2 fingers, 1 finger left, and not as strong banana. Belgian yeast. You can smell it, but it's about a half of the strength of the other one. I'm tasting it now. You definitely get that banana. Really a little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier. Really nice fruit esters. I definitely am tasting like plums, cherries. Nice fruity. This is really delicious, guys. I wish I could. I might have to pick up a few more cans and bring this up. I'm impressed. It's got nice fruit. It's not overpowered by the banana. Like the other one was that real strong Belgian banana yeast esters. This one has that banana, but about at a much lower level, and allows that other complexities in this to come out. It's definitely more yellow than orange. Maybe just a touch of if you look at the can, it's almost the color of the beer. It's like a yellow and light orange, and that's perfect. It's a lovely beer. Let me go to a description from the website. Man, with every sip I take, I just want to drink it more. It's really delicious, and I know I think it's like a 10%er, but it's not scaring me away at all. Like with wanting to take small sips, it's very approachable. If anything, wants me to maybe go out, back off a little bit. It's just a little bit sweet. But oh man, it's another one of those that you could easily overdo it with because it's very approachable and drinkable. Let's go to our. I'm going to go to their website and get a quick. They got one of these websites where it floats, automatically goes from one beer to the next instead of staying stationary. So now I got to reset it so I can get the description from the brewers. But MI Brewing, I don't know if anybody's heard of Miami Vice. That's one of their flagships. Love the name. Wheat beer. Same brewery. But okay, here we go. Belgian style triple. MI Brewing Company, Tourist Trap. Fruity, spicy, strong. This triple is brewed with blonde malts. Oh, there we go. And that goes to the next screen. Brewed with blonde malts and a touch of candy sugar. It's fermented with Belgian Abbey yeast strain that imparts fruit and spicy yet soft, well-rounded. And the screen goes away again. Soft yet well-rounded esters. This low-hopped brew is easy on the palate but deceptively strong. 10% available year-round. So, annoying website though. Come on, guys. Jeez, MI Beer Company. It just goes from one beer to the next. It's like 5 seconds, and it goes to the next beer. But honestly, maybe their website needs improvement, but the beer doesn't at all. It's delicious. It's again maybe a tad sweet, but it's low hopped. It's sweet. It's fruity. It's got that little spicy end to it, just like some of the other ones we reviewed tonight. What I'm most happy about is we finally have a lighter one, because this is what I envision of the style. And again, I don't even think Duvel is a true triple, but it's a Belgian Golden Strong Ale, one of my favorite all-time beers that I've ever had. And that's what I think of when I think of a triple, even though it's not a true triple. It's very close to what I envision the style. But I'm going to get some cans for you guys because I really want you to try this. I think when I saw it, Tourist Trap, I'm like, this is kind of a gimmicky thing, but it's just a cool name on a really, really good, well-produced beer that I would like to share with you guys. So I'm going to be in search of, if I can find some before I leave Florida, some more, I will get you some because it's delicious.
Sounds good.
Tourist Trap A, or Tourist Trap. Not sure how to pronounce it, but I know how to drink it.
So, I mean, since there's breweries showing up that are like dedicated to this, is Belgian becoming trendy now? Is it becoming a thing? Are the styles becoming, or is this just a byproduct of the craft beer boom?
I think there's probably the main origin of better beers. You can go to the British Isles. You can go to Germany, and Belgium is certainly in the top three. Those are the big three. That's where most of the great beers styles of the world originated from, is those three areas. I know there's exceptions to the rules. Certainly a good Czech Pils belongs in the conversation, but I think all craft breweries are looking at all different styles, and we all have our likes and dislikes. And I think again with the German styles, it's a very narrow. You only had, traditionally in Germany you had the Reinheitsgebot with very basic ingredients. I think Belgium was the opposite end of the spectrum, where they'll put fruit in, they'll put this in, they'll put that in, and then you got the British Isles. So hey, there's room for everything, and I think with so many craft breweries out there now, different one. We do have, for example, Brewery Vivant in Grand Rapids. They specialize in Belgian beers, Belgian ales. We have this brewery that I started out with, Barrel of Monks, down here in Boca Raton. So you have breweries that are actually saying, hey, I'm going to be a Belgian-style brewery. Doesn't mean every single beer they brew is that, but that's what they focus on and that's what they specialize in. And I think that's just a function of the importance of Belgium and the history of Belgian beers, what they've contributed to beer in the history of beer. Doug, you have anything to add?
Yeah, well, as to go back to Christopher's original comments, it's, you know what, it's getting a little harder to find a Belgian triple. It's everything seems to be cyclical and goes in phases. So right now, a big phase is cloudy IPAs, and they're everywhere. And ghost beers are very hot right now, and seems like American lagers are starting to show up more and more often. And then these bigger Belgian styles kind of get pushed to the side. So it takes a brewery that specializes in, say, Belgian beers to have something like this around all the time, because it is one of the more popular styles of Belgian beers. But I think as far as the general scheme of things, 5 years ago, I would have been inundated with a bunch of different Belgian triples. And today when I was going out and get some beers today, I had to look a little bit to get it.
Yeah, I agree. I went to a grocery store near where I was staying in my hotel, and I went in and I was like, certainly I'll find one triple in this store. And they had a whole section of Florida beers, and every single beer was like a pale ale, an IPA. I mean, there was probably 50 SKUs to choose from, and nothing even remotely close to what I was looking for with a Belgian triple. I mean, it was all, they were all the same. Berliner Weiss, Key Lime, this, lagers, pilsners, and it's summer and we're in Florida, I get it, but mostly pale ales and IPAs. I'd say 80% of everything on the shelf was, everybody had an IPA, a pale ale, maybe a cream ale or a Berliner. But yeah, I mean, it's New England, the New England, the hazy, cloudy IPAs have stolen the show. And I guess if you're brewing, you brew what's hot, and that's what's hot now. But I have a feeling at some point these will be back in vogue. But they're never going to go away from my wheelhouse, because I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this Tourist Trap. And the first one I had was pretty damn good too. So, like I said, I'll be seeking more of these out to bring back to you guys as a gift, because I want you to experience the deliciousness I'm tasting in this glass right now.
I'm looking forward to it, man. The way you make it sound. You're a good beer descriptor. I guess that's why you are the Michigan beer guy.
Well, I'm just really enjoying this, and wishing I want you guys to experience what I'm experiencing, because it's it's the beer hunt. My wife rolls her eyes. I'm like, last night I'm going to a bottle shop that I got to find this for the podcast, and I had to drive into downtown Orlando to find a great bottle shop that was like in this neighborhood, and it was an eclectic small shop. But you know what? I looked and I couldn't find any triples, and I asked the guy behind the counter, and he came right over and pointed 3 out right away to me. I said, "We'll pick the best 2," and he picked them. So, it's great to have beer friends to point you in the right direction. They got that Facebook recommendation thing. I used that, and a couple people said go to, I'll give a shout out to Sean at GB's Bottle Shop in Orlando, downtown Orlando on Virginia. It's a great shop. I actually grabbed a crowler of a local IPA he recommended as well. So next episode, you'll hear some more about Orlando, because I visited another brewery, but that'll be a surprise for next week. Don't want to get off track here, but yeah, you know what? It's been great to explore the style, a little bit off the beaten path of what, the everyday grind brings to you. You go to a bottle shop or, a tap room, and they got, 4 different hazy IPAs, maybe a stout, a porter, a pale ale, and you don't see stuff like this often. And when you taste it, it brings you back to reality. Like, hey, let's not forget that the triple's a great style, and 10% makes you happy too.
That's true,
to say the least.
Amen. So I think we have Doug out with one more, and then we're wrapping up.
Yes, I got my second beer, which is by Victory Brewing out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And these guys have been around for quite a while, and this beer has been around for quite a while. Not this particular one I'm drinking, but I know I can remember seeing this beer quite a long time ago. What I have is Golden Monkey by Victory Brewing. It's a Belgian-style triple with added spice. Doesn't tell you what spice is in it, but I'm guessing some coriander, most likely. This one coming in at 9.5%. And here we are again, back to our gold. And this one is really, really gold. A little slight bit of haze to it. Has a beautiful head that just hangs there. It's not going away like the last one I had. Just dissipated fairly quick, but this one stays on. There's nice amount of lacing on it. The nose is much more traditional nose than my previous beer as far as a triple is concerned. You definitely get the esters of the yeast esters and some banana in there, and it's kind of warmed up pretty nicely here. You do get a little hint of alcohol in the nose. So it's pretty sweet up front when you your first sip, almost like a super sweet. There's honey, banana bread, and then you get some of the spices, and I believe the spicing is coriander in this one. It's pretty overwhelming as far as your first sip goes. It's a big beer, It's just almost to a flaw, where you get that sort of that big of a bite on the first sip. It has its little bitterness. It's fairly dry too, though, on the back end of it. It dissipates pretty quick. But it's overall, I think they've done a great job nailing this style. It's definitely got that big, bold Belgian triple flavor to it. This one, you sort of know that it's not a sleeper beer. Like you're drinking something pretty big up front just from the flavor of it. So, but yeah, this beer is available in cans as well as bottles. Victory has really good distribution, at least around in our parts, so fairly easy to find. But just a nice representation of a Belgian triple. They've really done a great job with this one.
I'm a big Victory fan because I grew up about half hour from Downingtown, where the brewery is. And actually, I mentioned that there were 3 beers, and I asked the guy to pick 2 out. This was the third one, and he only picked the other 2 out because he said he wanted me to have local Florida stuff. But I'm glad that you got to represent it, because that's really the last beer of the show is probably the most representative of this style. The other ones were kind of, moving to the outer edges of it, which is cool, because when we scheduled this episode, I thought, we're going to have a bunch of golden strong triples. And we found out that no, a triple can be, there's a lot bigger spectrum on a triple than I knew before the episode. So great discovery there. And also, when I go to the Philadelphia Eagles games, there's a Victory beer hall right next to the stadium that I frequent, and I've had a few of these before and after Eagles games.
Did you punch a cop's horse afterwards? That is the question.
Maybe.
I get it, statute of limitations and all. Can't say if you did. Can't say you didn't.
I know nothing.
All right, so another. Did these all pretty much end up high gravity?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I think the lowest beer we had of the night was yours at 8. We had a couple 9s, a 10,
measly
11. You know what? 8, 11. It went from 8 to 11. So those are all good ones, and I think we're all going to sleep well tonight. I know I'm feeling pretty melancholy after 2 of these. But again, my big 2 things learned from this episode, and I just said it, so I won't reiterate too much. But good to see that the triple style has a little bit broader wingspan than most. There's a little bit of leeway. Some are lighter, some are darker, some are fruitier. So that was cool. And the other thing's cool is just to go outside the box, man. I mean, I'm guilty too. I went to that tap room where I got those triples, and I said, give me your best local IPA. I mean, it's just, to my credit, I didn't ask for the best local New England IPA. I just said the best IPA. I'm actually, I love the New England IPAs, but I'm to the point now where when I have a good West Coaster, a nice dry IPA, it's almost a refreshing change, And I have to think that at some point, people are going to, move on. I'm not saying the New England IPA style isn't here to stay, because it is, and boy, I mean, I enjoy them with everybody, but sometimes it's nice to diversify, So great,
Yes.
Rediscovering this style has been a treat for me.
Yeah, I was pretty much alerted last week that I had been spoiled for the last 2 years with getting to go to the Northwest and having all those beers out there. But, I'm going to make do. I'm going to push through. And I'm going to find some good beer in the heartland.
Oh, it's out there, man.
And the Pacific Northwest is such a great craft spot. Part of the reason is, I think 90% of U.S. hops are grown in the PNW. I mean, so cheers to the PNW. I'm not ragging on IPAs or double IPAs. I mean, we still love them, but hey, let's just not forget there's other beer styles out there that are worthy of your time and consideration. So, more good beer for more good people. Motto of our show, right?
Amen.
Yep.
Yeah, there's good beers of all styles, and we'll help you find them.
We talked about maybe looking at some tipster news, and I was just looking on the boards. There's not really much happening. So it's okay with you guys. I think it's just time to go to Mexico.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, I mean, we've been to Brussels and back tonight. So, cheers to Belgium. Congratulations on your third place finish in the World Cup. And you may have lost to France, but your beers are better.
Yeah.
So, as they say in old Mexico City, AMF.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online, so any small business can drive change or build an empire. We need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. Start different at GoDaddy.com. A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online, so any small business can drive change or build an empire. We need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. Start different at GoDaddy.com.